Carson has released an album. It's called More Chaos. There's a lot of cool beats in here. I made a melody like that, and I'm gonna be adding the drums on top of here after I break down the melody. First thing I did, I put down this SRX brass pattern, and I started off with these notes. And then I just built a pattern on top of that, and this is what that sounds like. Pretty simple, just repeating every 2 bars. Then I went into SRX brass again and just duplicated that pattern on a different sound. Layering is very important in these kind of beats because you want to make it sound as full as possible. So here's a 3rd layer for that main pattern. And this synth sound sounds super dark and mysterious and mischievous and all those kinds of things, and I think it sounds really cool. Next, I got this bass. This is actually from my Drake and Party Next Door drum kit, but I thought it worked here. So I'm gonna play all 4 of these sounds that we got so far together, because this is really the basis of the whole melody. Which I made a long time ago in like 2022 for Playboy Carti's album that he never dropped. But these sounds still work for a lot of the beats that are being made today. So this lead pattern added a little bit more melodic elements to the melody, and you'll notice that in a lot of Carson songs on this album, especially Root of All Evil, where you have the super like dark, sinister pads and brass in the background, and then you also have a top line lead which gives a little bit more happy feeling in contrast to the dark pads and brass and all that stuff.
I'm about to roll these shit. I'm about to show these beats.
Next, I have a 2nd lead for another section. It's something that's repetitive but catchy. It's a 2-bar loop just like the rest of the melody. This is where I started having some fun. I got this SRX brass preset that does like a little wobble. Like some Western saloon standoff kind of stuff, I guess. I don't really even know, but it sounds cool. And so when you make the notes a stab, like make it play staccato, you can't hear it. So I put in these long notes and these short notes to have some variation in there. I thought that was a really fun sound. And then the last thing I got, this lead pattern, another 2-bar loop to add some catchiness to the melody. Whoopsie. And that is all there is to it in the melody. It looks a little bit complex, but really, you just have these patterns layered a bunch, and then the bass, which is basically just another layer, and then 3 top lines. It sounds like a whole lot is going on, but in reality, not really. All right, I'll play this whole thing. I am back. Had to take a break to converse with my mother. Every sound that I'm going to be using is from my upcoming drum kit. It's called Signal, which will be out very soon. I'm gonna layer this clap on top. Next thing, I'm gonna make these 2-step hi-hats. I'm gonna make these 1-step hi-hats. Next, open hats. This open hat on top of the clap. That's crazy. That sounds like some alien sound effects. Don't think I'm using a kick in this one. While I'm here, I'm gonna show off some of the bonus loops I got in. Alright, I'm gonna get this 808 and use it as an accent. I know for a fact that I want to accent 808. And I might do 2 or 3 808 patterns in this. This 808 is one of my favorites in here. It's really good for these kind of beats. It's called the Garbungle 808. Not hitting how I wanted to, so I'm gonna put it down. So I'm gonna pitch everything down 2 semitones. Don't forget to pitch your drums down too. Some of them, like the ones where you can hear melodics in them. So like, for example, this open hat, you can kind of hear it a little bit. So I try to make everything fit as best as possible. I'm gonna get a second 808 that's shorter and make a different pattern. Lastly, I'm gonna put a soft clipper on. For Ken Carson's beats, he likes them like super distorted. I don't know, the mixing engineers probably have the hardest time trying to make his voice sound good just because the beats are so overbearing. But I don't handle that process. I just make the beat sound good. All the drum patterns are done. Now I'm gonna make a little intro. So I got these 2 drum accents that I layered right here. Then I'm gonna come to the master and I'm gonna put on Fruity Love filter. No, I'm gonna just put on a regular EQ. Then I make this high cut, create automation clip with it. right here, take the EQ that I put on the melody and make an automation clip also. I think this comes in too early, so I'm gonna delete these, extend this 808. Last thing I'm gonna do is put a volume automation on the master. What I like to do, I just put the marker wherever I want it to start, fade it out. And then I also put my tag on there. I think this one would sound good. That's what I've been trying to do with my tags lately, is I make it like a sound effect and not a tag. I'd say this turned out pretty good. All of these drum sounds and drum accents are from my Signal drum kit. At the time I'm recording this, it is unreleased. Might be out by the time you're seeing this. So if you want these, there will be a paid version and a free demo. Both will be in the description. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope y'all learned something. And I'll see y'all in the next one.